So we're keeping our fingers crossed this is working. I have 2 of these old looking music sheets that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I cut them in half. And now I'm just going along the edge to put a little glue on as I'm gluing them in rolls. Now I'm going to glue them together. Here's another one. And another one. This would make a really nice centerpiece for a dining table or your coffee table. I think I rolled 11 of these all together. I'm like the squirrel. Squirrel! Ooh, look, there's some hot glue. Let's pick it off. Okay, I'm just deciding how many I want to glue together. So there's 4 for the second row, and I'm going to put 5 for the first row. And I did make a smaller one. You can make them as big or small as you want, just, that you taper down as you go up. Okay, and gluing the bottom. That's what I say, I love making the movies. I love showing you guys the different things I create and hoping you get inspired by them. But, the technical stuff. I'm an old lady, it's hard. Okay, so I've got them tapered up. I put 2 on the top. I could have gone with 3 and then 2, but I didn't want it that tall. So what I've got here is this roll, it's called tree wrap. And we start at the bottom and wrap the newer trees with them so then they don't get attacked by deer and mice and rabbits. And it's made out of a bark of wood, and it looks like wood. And it really is pretty. I like the texture of it. So I'm tearing down the sides here to make it look a little rougher. I have a friend who is kind of a picker, and she finds things all the time. Yard sales, thrift stores, and she buys things and she sells them online. And she's an awesome lady. I love you, Jen. Anyway, she buys these things, and sometimes I buy a lot from her. And I just thought this would be really interesting because I like the texture of it. So you can see I kind of rolled it around a paintbrush that was big and made it look kind of like a curled piece of bark. Now I'm adding a little chalk paint to it to make it look a little more like bark, maybe a little birch-like, or even make it look like it's got some snow on it. So I'm not putting a lot on, just mostly on the edges, but a little bit on the rest of the body of it. I used this when I did my birdhouse in the summer, and I did it around a toilet paper roll to make it look like it was a piece of wood, a piece of bark holding the birdhouse up. I should start using it more because there's a lot on the roll. I think it said 50 feet. So I thought 2 of them on there would be really nice. I just love things with texture. Well, about the things of art, texture, color, form, line. When you're artistic, you just love those things. And I think that's how so many creative people doing crafts and art can see something, because they're kind of looking at the line or the form or the texture or the color and saying, wow, this would be really cool to turn into something else. And, you know, people ask all the time, where do you get your ideas? We don't know. They just come, and you just have to start looking with different eyes. Don't look at the form as it is. Look at it as what it could be. So I'm going to glue these two together. And I'll glue those on top. Up a little bit so you can see what I'm doing here. Okay, I turned it over on its side, and I'm going to glue some of this burlap ribbon on that I got at Dollar Tree. I'm impatient. I want it to hold right now. And then other times when I don't want it to hold right now, it will. Okay, and I'm just wrapping it around the top, and I'm bringing it down the side, and just got to tighten it up a little bit. You don't want it too loose, but you don't want it too tight to be smashing. And if you haven't figured it out by now, I'm obsessed with those darn glue strings. I guess I need to try some other glue to see if it's not the Gorilla Glue that's just being so darn stringy. Because other glue's stringy, but this is just out of control. And I got this ribbon at Dollar Tree. It reminds me of a pillow ticking. I love the look of it. It's so country, farmhouse, rustic looking. And if you haven't figured out by now, I love vintage. I love a vintage type of look. Okay, wrapping the ribbon around my fingers to make a bow. Start over again. Yeah, a little bit wider. Tie it with some jute twine. And this ribbon came from Dollar Tree too. It says Merry Christmas. It's cute ribbon. that around, tie it tight. Another thing, I'm obsessed with fluffing bows. Oh, these little pine cones, I found them the other day at Hobby Lobby, and they were for fall, and they had little tiny green pumpkins in them, and I got them for 80% off, so I think I paid like $1.50 for this whole bag, and they're cute. They're so tiny. So, hey, I don't care if they were for fall. They still work for Christmas. And these are some garland picks that I got at Hobby Lobby. They're not as long and fluffy as the ones from Dollar Tree. And everything Christmas was 50% off, so. Gotta put some of those red berries in there. And I'm doing on one side what I do on the other because it can be seen from either side and it looks fantastic. It's very lightweight. Of course, you have to be a little more careful when you store it that you don't smash the paper rolls. But seriously, without putting the Christmas ribbon on and the berries, you could leave it out for all winter and it would look great. Okay, here's a look at it all done. I think it looks great. Very neutral, so it could fit in any decor. Very rustic looking. Very farmhouse. Well, and I want to thank you for joining me. I'm sorry about all the trouble. Oh, here's the smaller one I did. So you can see what that looks like. And anyway, I'm sorry for taking so long to upload some videos, but hopefully everything will go good. And I will see you again really soon. Bye for now.